Hey, Grave here. So, there's been some minor updates in the whole Valve and Itch versus Mastercard nonsense, well, and Visa nonsense. Uh, all right, so Mastercard's trying to, well, this is going back to the start of the month, but so I'm a bit late on this. Mastercard is trying to deflect blame. Itch and Steam say no. You stated it was your own policies. Mastercard Rule 5.12.7 referring to illegal or, in this very specific case, brand damaging transactions. And I believe I'm hearing them talk about that they're trying to push to more, not just NSFW games, but also violent games like GTA and whatnot. So we're seeing them just try to keep pushing and pushing until eventually, let's be honest, they're going to try and ban the internet as a whole because people don't like the flow of information. Well, politicians don't like flow of information, as we see quite often, where Pelosi gets upset that people are basically monitoring her stock purchases and sales to try and replicate that because people in government have been using insider information to do whatever the hell they want for basically as long as they've been alive lately. But yeah, so I don't like where this is going. I don't like the idea that you again have to use an ID to do certain things. Primarily because, hey, we just had the T app have its whole data breach and all that. I don't entirely know the specifics about this, but this just goes to prove more of my point of databases are, well, most people aren't actually putting in the effort to secure them. So I don't want to be a part of said database if, quite simply, it can be breached at any moment in time. I don't want to be a part of this. And now, Mastercard, well, that's a one. So Mastercard also released their own response, and it went poorly. It's gonna keep spiraling out of control for them. It's funny. It's the case where they tried to stop something that they claimed was brand damaging. When, let's be honest, no one associated payment processors with anything like this. But they've done more damage to their own brand in the span of, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks than these games have done in years. No one has ever associated these games with payment processors or anything like that, but people have been very vocal and against the fact that these payment processors themselves are denying service to Japanese producers and platforms because they sell anime content in this vein. They don't like that. People have been talking about that for years, and this is honestly only going to add fuel to that fire. Let's be honest. And I'm going back to this. This is kind of more recent, but it's people are using AI to generate fake IDs to varying degrees of success. Now, it's not something that you're going to see permanently or very often. The main thing is they kind of need to pass an actual scan in order to buy certain products because working at a convenience store, I handled products requiring an ID, and policy was you look under 40, I need an ID, and when I need to get the ID, I have to first look and make sure it looks right. Then I gotta scan it, and if the system rejects it, I can't sell it. Uh, but AI generated IDs are becoming more of a thing in case of well, there has been a fake ID generator to spoof the UK's online BS, which I think is only going to become more prevalent because, let's be honest, politicians aren't the brightest bulbs in the shed. Well, they aren't the brightest bunch. Uh, well, all right, let's be honest. If the politicians had any real skills or intelligence, they wouldn't be in government. They'd be actually in the private sector doing actual work. They'd be actually trying to build things instead of steal from the average working person and embezzle their paycheck to who knows where. Yeah. This is only going to get worse from here, isn't it? Now, I think it's all kind of funny that this is kind of going this direction. I'm curious to see where it's going to go from here because I this is just going to keep spiraling out of control until someone tries to pull the brakes, and then we find out there are no brakes on this ride because someone clipped the wire. Yeah. So Visa and Mastercard are doing their thing, uh, and we're just going to see people all across the internet push back against it. That's generally what we're going to see from all this, I think. Now, to what degree this will be successful, I don't know, um, but we're seeing like minor hits to their stocks. We're seeing minor just changes. I don't know. Like the main thing is they're not going to really change their ways or positions unless everyone switches to some other platform or other processor. Because Visa and Mastercard operate 60% combined of the payment processing market. Well, infrastructure and all that. So you're not going to be able to get around this too easily. Like most big banks, all use Visa and or Mastercard. It's kind of the case of you got to find someone that does operate on a different network or whatever. And it's just what can you do at this point? Keep making your voices heard, people. Good luck. Have a great day.